last Friday, there's a lot of Donald Trump and the corporations. They do a thing right when the weekend starts. They wage war against Iran. It's a back and forth from Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday, and then when Monday comes around, this is the market manipulation. I'm saying there's peace negotiations, things are going good to calm the market down. Like I said, these are the great deceivers. Just like yesterday, we're going to get into it yesterday. The war, there was an exchange between the United States and Iran. Okay, we're going to go back to last week, last Friday, and Saturday.
If you want to watch more videos, go to the main channel, Days of Chaos, Days of Sorrow. I have 13 channels, and they keep on terminating the channel, so I have to re-upload videos. But my main channel is Days of Chaos, Days of Sorrow. Thank you for watching.
Sunday. So Iran walks out of Switzerland insulted by Donald Trump's threats. Iranian negotiations walked out of the peace talks. But they think that if their threats had worked, because, Donald Trump, he goes on his little rampage on his Truth Social. He loves to threaten nations. I said, I gotta tiptoe how I say, how I word things. Okay? But if anybody has any type of intelligence, they can see that this man is the one that's gonna, this world war is gonna, he's the man that's gonna, it's on fire. This guy is gonna engulf the flames, okay? Because that's what he likes to do. He talks about destroying, killing, taking everybody's land. That's his thing. That's the way he speaks. Right? And nobody does nothing. Right? Your Republicans or Democrats or Senate or Congress, nobody does nothing. Okay? What's happening right now, Palestine, what's happening in Iran, is war crimes. Okay? What's about to come in the next 6, 12, 18 months, it's going to make Hitler and World War II look like a picnic at a blueberry farm. Okay? So, this is Iran after the threats. Okay? They wouldn't have ended up in today's desperate situation, which is the United States is in a desperate situation because they actually surrendered. Okay? And it's not like they wanted to hit the brakes, but they had to because they're running out of munitions, they're running out of short-range missiles. The Patriots, over 20 of their military bases have been hit. All their radars have been destroyed. I mean, Iran has shown the whole world that you can defeat. They're showing China and they're showing Russia that the biggest military can be destroyed. So this is the government of Iran. They said they wouldn't have ended up in today's desperate situation that Iran's chief negotiator. U.S. President Donald Trump's threats to destroy Iran and send U.S. forces to occupy the country on Sunday appears to have derailed peace negotiations in Switzerland. We're talking about last weekend. Donald Trump instantly blows up peace talks in Switzerland. Donald Trump blowing up the peace talks by threatening to kill the Iranian leadership and take over the Strait of Hormuz before the talks started. This is before, like I said, the plan is chaos. This is what they want. So like I said, the Rothschild, they have the right man in there to engulf the world in flames. Like I said, the arch enemies of the Rothschilds, America and Israel, is going to be Iran and Russia. Okay? They're the ones God's going to put the spirit on them to nuke America's kingdom come and Israel. We're living in awesome times. So Donald Trump instantly blows up peace talks in Switzerland. Trump blowing up the peace talks by threatening to kill the Iranian leadership and take over the Strait of Hormuz before the talks even started. On June 21st, 2026, Donald Trump warned Iranian officials that closing the Strait of Hormuz would result in the destruction of their country and that they would not return home safely. He was going to kill them when they headed back home. Because Iran is showing the world who truly controls the Strait of Hormuz, the Persian Gulf, that whole Middle East. That's why Israel, the Rothschilds, they want to purge Iran. All those Arab nations, they're already in collusion with them, with the United States and with the Zionists. The only ones that are standing up against the West, against these psychopaths, these sociopaths, is Iran, the ancient Persian Empire. They're not going to bow down. When the United States attacked, they attacked right back, and they even hit harder. So when we attack, they hit 3 times harder back. Right? Okay, so I have a lot of information to bring out. All the planes that have been destroyed. Right? And this is what we know of. But a lot of satellites are coming out on this. A ton of satellites. And, because the United States is deny everything. Okay? But satellites from Europe, Russia, China, they're showing you the satellite images, all the U.S. bases that have been destroyed, and all their planes, and their radar, drones, everything. They just humiliated the United States. So it says Donald Trump warned Iranian officials that closing the Strait of Hormuz would result in the destruction of their country and they would not return home safely. These threats delivered via Truth Social and Fox News led to the temporary walkout by the Iranian negotiators in Switzerland, escalating the rhetoric. Donald Trump and his allies, including Lindsey Graham. This guy's a psychopath. This Lindsey Graham. You can just look at him and see that this guy's one movie's best. Okay? He reminds me of those Pentecostals. You know that they hold snakes and cobras and they start talking in tongues. When you see people talking in tongues, they're talking. They're speaking. Well, there's demons in these people. When you hear people speaking in tongues, run for your life and make sure that are in them, they'll go anywhere, right? People who speak in tongues. In fact, that Graham, you remind me of those Greeks and people, okay? They're demonic, right? But he's a psychopath, this Lindsey Graham. He's there talking about destroying Iran to escalate World War III. I mean, this guy he's out of his mind. Just like everybody in Congress and your senators, these men are pure evil men. Okay? So it said Donald Trump and his allies, including Lindsey Graham, have threatened to kill Iranian leadership, take over the Strait of Hormuz, and implement toll charges. Okay. They want, see, Iran is already doing this. Right? Remember, the Strait of Hormuz was moving before this war. Everything was good. But like I said, the United States and the Zionists, the Rothschilds, they want the whole Middle East for themselves. They want all the oil. They want to steal everything. And that's how they play. They're thieves. They have no honor. They have no ethics. They have nothing. That's why when you look up ESAU, Esau in the Hebrew means wasted away is he. The same thing for the woman. Wasted away is she. They're wasted away. They're not going to be on this earth long. Right? Going out and playing volleyball, roller skating, riding their bikes. They're unspiritual. They have no connection with the Holy Book. And they're passing away. They're going to turn into dust and be gone. And I can't wait for that day. Before that day comes, you're going to find out the United States. You're going to see the world. And you're going to witness this place get nuked. Okay? Watch the movie The Planet of the Apes. That's one of the most, that's a great movie. Okay? And they're trying this movie right now. Because they know the outcomes. That's why when you watch all these big blockbuster movies, at the end of the world, it always shows America being destroyed. And in that movie, Planet of the Apes, the 1966 with Charles Heston, it shows you that America was destroyed. Alright, that them NASA, they went, they don't know they went into a portal into the future. They thought they went into a different time. But at the end, he realizes he was in America. Right? When he leaves on that horse with the and they see the Statue of Liberty. Right? That's a deep movie. It's a good movie to watch. And it'll show you have no business reading the Holy Book. And they call America the Forbidden Land. And it talks about Esau, it talks about the man that he's a beast. He's a man that loves war, they love to stir up trouble all over the globe, all over the four corners of this earth. The whole world could see that this place is evil. It's always been evil since day one. So they want to implement the toll charge. So the United States, they just want to take over that whole thing over there. They want to take the oil, charge every nation toll. Iran now started to do. They didn't do that before the war, but now that they showed the world who has the power, every ship is going to have to pay. Okay? And the United States is jealous. They're jealous. And then you see over the week there were 3 major earthquakes: Northern California, Japan, and Venezuela. They said there could be tens and tens of thousands dead. Okay? The got the heat that's coming. There's going to be a heat dome that's going to be from Colorado all the way up to Canada, to Florida, to New York City. We're talking about temperature. I think it's going to start pick up tomorrow, Sunday, all the way through July 4th. Okay, and we're talking about temperatures of 107, 112 degrees. Okay.